Hello ladies and so do you gentlemen, my dear students, welcome to the new lesson of our Scratch with Edu course. Okay, previous time we got familiar with if-else condition block, but in this one we will try to get familiar with loop control block. But first of all, what is a loop? You can imagine a loop like a group of commands that will be repeated again and again and again as long as certain condition is true. For example, if we go into control blocks, we will find forever loop, and this loop we will use the most. But we also have repeat 10 loop. And now, ladies and gentlemen, what is difference between these two loops? If we put certain blocks or commands inside for our loop, these commands will be repeated forever. But if we nested or put certain commands or a block inside a repeat 10 loop, these commands will be repeated 10 times. Of course, we can change the condition and instead of 10, we can put 5. Now, commands will be repeated 5 times. If we put value 2, it means commands will be repeated 2 times. And now we can nested these commands inside repeat 2 times loop. But before we check these condition inside our repeat loop, first of all we will use this command wait 1 second. And here instead of 20 steps we can put 40. Okay, right now our sprite has value of x minus 180. Okay, so at the end of execution of our repeat loop, the x value should be minus 100. In order to turn on this loop on, we will click on it. And as you can see, our cat moved twice. The x position now is minus 100. Okay, and I will also show you repeat until loop. As you can see, at the beginning we have one condition, and this loop will be repeated as long a certain condition is done. In order to be more clear, I will add operators, and here I will use this one, and for this lesson I will make one variable. Later on I will explain what variables are. Right now you can imagine a variable like certain space where we can put certain values, and the values can be changed. So click on variables block and choose make a variable, and I will call this variable ink. Now we can choose scope of these variables. As you could see, in our project we can have more sprites, more objects. So if we say that this variable is for all sprites, it means that this variable will be visible for all sprites. I will choose for this sprite only, so we can use this variable only for sprite cat. Okay. And now, at the moment when our variable ink becomes greater than, for example, 4. So, at the moment when our variable incrementer becomes greater than 4, repeat until loop will stop with execution. But before repeat until loop, we must set the value for our variable inc. So set the value to 0. Okay, and inside our repeat until block we will use this command. So let's get into looks blocks and choose this one, and here again I will choose our variable inc, say the value of our variable inc, and it will take for 1 second, and after this command change the value of our variable inc by 1. Okay, so before repeat until loop we have command which allows us to set the value for our variable inc, and we say set value to 0. Inside our repeat until loop we have command that will present us the value of our variable inc, and after that the value will be increased by 1. At the moment when our variable inc becomes greater than 4, our repeat until loop will stop with execution. So, in order to turn this on, I will click on it, and as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you can see, our variable inc has value of 5. 5 is greater than 4. Our repeat until loop stopped with execution. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for this lesson. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.